Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 here in our 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Now guys, this is going to be a very nice, stylish way of getting yourself a couple of your bikes to that trailhead or wherever your destination might be taking you. Now Kuat, of course, worried about that style. You got the nice, sleek copper orange look throughout it. And we are working here today on our gunmetal gray. If the color's not quite to your liking, the Sherpa does come in a multitude of different colors, whether it be gray as you see it here today, black, or pearl. That way you can go ahead and accessorize with your own vehicle at home. However, the gunmetal gray gives you a great little look at what you're going to be getting. Not only are you having style, you're also having capability. So you're having a very nice platform or tray style rack here today. That's going to be excellent, of course, of transporting a host of different bikes. With a 40-pound capacity as well for the Sherpa, you should have no trouble getting most of the bikes that you need up on here. Now, if you are pushing that 40 range, we are kind of right at 40 here today with our bike. If you're pushing it a little bit higher, I highly recommend taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 or the Kuat NV 2.0 base. That's going to give you a 60-pound capacity limit. So if you need to get up to those e-bikes or some of your bigger bikes, that can be a great option as well. And one last little thing with that too, we do have a 47-inch maximum wheel width here today. So you can see our bike already kind of starting to hang off on the back end here. That's not going to be the end of the world though for ourselves, because we do have this oscillating cradle right here. So that can go ahead and tilt back for some of your longer bikes. And then your front cradle here, of course, acts as like kind of a wheel chock right there. So even if this did hang off just a little bit more, it's not something I'm going to be too worried about, as we are having good pressure here on the front. Now, of course, if your bike's completely hanging off, I wouldn't only allow it to utilize that front cradle. That's putting a lot of stress on just plastic. So I'd be a little gentle with it, of course, making sure we're still getting pretty good contact for our bikes. And again, that can be nice if you need that longer wheelbase. The NV is just a little bit bigger and bulkier. Can give you pretty much a lot of the same look. However, if you just need something small for yourself and another person, this can be a nice little option for ourselves. So you have those little ratchet straps in here, just holding it down. One thing I like about these two though, guys, you are seeing that it does have a little matting here on the inside. So that's nice, just to prevent any kind of damage to our wheel rims as they sit on there. Now the ratcheting harness system works really well. You can see it's holding on to our first bike there. It just simply latches down, won't be popping up unless we tell it to with that little trigger lever right there. Makes it really easy to go ahead and start securing your bike. Well, in the back of the Cherokee as well, you can see I like it how it's sitting so low that we're actually seeing our taillights here. So our wheels aren't totally impacting that. A couple other trays we had on here, they were just sitting up a little bit higher, so I do like I'm getting full coverage of my taillight there. And our backup camera is going to be right in the middle, so as you load up a couple of bikes, keep in mind, probably going to start impacting that vision just a little bit. And let's go ahead and see when we fold it up how much it actually will be in the way. But talking about folding up, one great thing about this as well is it can tilt away while our bikes are still on the carrier. That is a huge advantage that you really want to take advantage of. To do so, there's a little lever right there that we have to push down. As you guys can see, that's going to go ahead and allow it to fold out like so. And then I can go ahead and open up my hatch. As you guys can see, plenty of space for it to swing open. Now I can come in here and get those coolers, bike helmets, anything I might need. Can be great too if you're stopping at a gas station to go ahead, pop out, do whatever you have to. And also just doing little errands around wherever you guys might be is going to be nice that we're not taking up too much room to actually be able to get in here, which I do love to see. So we go ahead and pop that guy, allow this to close, and then to bring this up, all we have to do is support our carrier and gently walk it up. There's going to be no pins or clips that we have to worry about. All we got to do, support it. It's going to go ahead, click back in position, lever doing a great job of actually holding it on there. Now, one awesome thing about this as well, since we do have that front wheel holder, this is going to be an excellent option of carrying your carbon frame bikes. So a lot of hanging styles and even some of the other platforms out there start having frame contact. This guy does not, so it's going to be excellent even for those carbon frame bikes. To get the bike off though, we can just simply come right up to the back here. I'm going to go ahead and start by taking off my back strip. Two hands is always helpful. And simply setting our strip behind us out of the way. And that does bring us to our last contact. So I want to make sure we have a good handle on our bike here. I don't want this tilting into our vehicle or ourselves, causing any damage. And then I simply come right up to our lever system here, pressing in on that button, slinging the arm off to the side, grabbing our bike, gently lifting it, and walking away. So already we're ready to ride with it, which is excellent. And loading it up becomes just as easy, in fact, if not easier. The only thing to watch out for, this strip likes to hang right in your way, but it doesn't take too much time to loop a wheel through and get it into position That way, it'll be nice and secure for us as we get on the road. Of course, bringing our arms in doesn't take any time. We just simply push them down, get into the side, and then we can go ahead and get nice and collapse. Same with that front wheel cradle, as you guys can see. So in this position though, we do want to worry about our clearance. As you guys can see, we are going to be extended from the rear of our vehicle and definitely going to be pretty much parallel to our vehicle. So let's go ahead and see exactly what we're working with here at the farthest point. Looks to be at the very bottom of this hand here. It is going to be putting us right at 20 inches there from the bottom of the ground to the very end of our carrier. Now that's something I'm not going to be too worried about here. 20 inches is very nice. You can see that inner assembly giving you good rise in your overall carrier. However, as those front wheels go up, the back will go down, and so will our hitch mounted accessories. So pardon me guys, let's just be careful with it as we take this on any steep inclines or find yourself doing a little off-roading. It's definitely something to be conscious of. One awesome little thing too in the very end here, you can see built into our platform is going to be locking core for ourselves. Now that will be key to like to our hitch lock that we'll break down later in the video, but you are going to get an included cable lock as well. All we have to do, run that through both frames of our bikes, plug it in right here, and that way our bikes will stay attached to our carrier when we leave it unattended. Now one other dimension to keep in mind is going to be the length of your vehicle, and of course how much you're adding on with your carrier. So the Cherokee, not the longest, not the shortest guy out there. Let's go ahead and see exactly what we're working with. From the rear of our fascia here to the very end is going to be putting us right under 30 inches from the rear of our vehicle. I actually do like that length. It's probably one of the shortest I've seen out of a lot of this tray or platform style carriers out there. So nice that we're not eating up too much room on the back of our Cherokee. And we do have a way of quickly shortening it down as well. So maybe we want to go in the garage or maybe a lot more maneuverability. When we need to park this thing, we're going to come right back to that lever we are utilizing, pull it back, walk it right up into position there. As you guys can see, it gets nice and tight to our Jeep here. Let me go ahead and give you an idea exactly how close we are working with that. So with our arms fully pulled back, looks like we're going to be right around 1.5 inches there between our arms. Now, I will say these arms have a very good resistance as well. It actually takes me quite a lot of knock there to actually get that to move. If you're worried about just vibration and natural road movement, moving these arms, something that we're not going to have to worry about. And we're not going to have contact with our vehicle, of course, which is excellent to see. Now, it's something you're really worried about. You could always take a cam buckle strap and hold these arms in. However, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal for ourselves. So let's go ahead and see now exactly what we're working with here. From the rear of our fascia to the very end of our carrier at this point now is going to be right at 12.5 inches to the very back of our anti-rattle device. So definitely going to be easier to pull this guy in the garage, or at least, as we said, get a lot more maneuverability when we need to park him. Well, moving our way down to the inside here, you can see we do have a 2-inch tank here today, allowing us to utilize our 2-inch hitch receiver. And we do have just a simple little alignment pin here. And of course, that little locking core right there, as we mentioned, will be key to like to our locking core on our platform as well, making sure that our carrier stays attached to our vehicle when we leave it unattended. So that's great. Now, if you're talking, man, where's my anti-rattle device? Well, it's right here on the front. This guy is excellent. I really like how this works. There's just simply a steel cam in the middle there, that ball. All we have to do, tighten this righty-tighty. It's going to go ahead and bring this all in line to our hitch. So as you guys can see, as I go to give this a shake, it is going to be shaking that entirety of the vehicle. That means we're all in line with one system. That's making for a nicer, smoother ride for ourselves, bike rack, but especially our bikes. And one last little thing I really like about that too, you can see you have a little indent there for a hex bolt or a hex key to go ahead and allow you to really tighten this down. That's going to be great if you find yourself on longer road trips where you don't have to check it every 50 miles or so. We can go ahead, really tighten it down, and that way we know it's nice and secure on the back of our vehicle. Well, the Sherpa is an excellent little way, guys, of giving yourself some of your mid-range capabilities of getting your bikes to where you want to go. Again, if you're looking for something a little bit beefier, highly recommend the Kuat MV 2.0. Basically the same design, a little longer, a little beefier, and you have a few extra features to boot on it, which can be great. Again, though, guys, if you're just going for style and something to get you there, I definitely think Kuat Sherpa 2.0 is going to be great for ourselves. One last little check, which is awesome that I see. I think our backup camera is sitting right above it, so you might be losing a little bit on that kind of southern peripheral, of course, in your camera. However, should have plenty of view going around into the side. So love to see that. Even when it's folded up, we're still not losing access to the back of our reverse cam, so that's awesome to see. Well, guys, I think that about does it for our look here at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 on our 2019 Jeep Cherokee. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. So we can see here how the bike rack moves with our truck.